And good evening and welcome now to Joplin, Missouri. It is the site of the 2023 Kaminsky Classic here in Joplin. Poplar Bluff is going to take on the Bulldogs out of Carl Junction. I'm Frankie Castillo. Welcome alongside our first basketball game of 2023. The Mules are coming in tonight with a record of 5-4. The Bulldogs, they are coming in with a record of 5 wins and 5 losses. Going to be a really good matchup. The winner, by the way, moves on to tomorrow, and they're going to take on the winner of the game that we are watching right now between Jefferson City and Webb City. And right now it is Webb City out to a 3-point game. It is 60-57 is the score. This is honestly the better of the games all afternoon, as we have seen some blowouts so far here today. But in this last game of the afternoon session, it has been a pretty good game back and forth. We are live on the radio as well as on Facebook and on YouTube. So glad that you are tuning in this afternoon or this evening for this contest. By the way, coming up later on tonight, if you are watching us on social media, if you have got a chance to check out the social media post on this ball game, tonight's broadcast, we are dedicating it to Brian Evans. Coming up later on this pregame, we will have something special about Brian Evans, who lost his life this past Saturday, and he was a Sheriff's Department lieutenant, and we'll have much more on that coming up during our pregame as well. Make sure and share the video feed for us on social media. If you are watching us on Facebook, make sure and share that video for us. Also, let us know how well you can see everything, and we're going to be bringing you live action. Matter of fact, here we are sitting here waiting for this contest to end. I see the Mules coming out there, Tim. If you want to get the Mules in camera there, the Mules are the away team, and they are about ready to come out from the tunnel. And we'll get them here in just a moment or two. And right now it is Webb City, as they've got the ball and they've got the lead right now by 3 points. It is 60-57. I know, looking back at late in December, Tim and I, we did all kinds of basketball games from December 17th all the way through December 30th. It is very weird coming over here to Joplin and just having one ball game that we have to do. Typically, we are literally doing in the gym from sun up all the way to sundown, but not today. We are just doing the one ball game, Poplar Bluff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, coming up here later on, we're going to be joined, I believe we're going to be joined by John Scott, the school board president. He is in attendance, and actually, I got the opportunity earlier today that is, to meet Kent Keith's mother. She is in attendance, and she is from Arkansas. Very nice lady. First time in the 10 years rather, that I have known at Kent Keith that we had the opportunity to meet up with his mother. Very, very nice lady. Jeff England tuning in. Glad to have you alongside, Jeff. We are going to start the game as soon as this game ends. It is a 4-point game. Webb City leads at 61-57 with about 29 seconds left in this ball game. Put 15 minutes up on the board. We'll do the official pregame, and then it'll be time for Mules basketball. Sarah Lacey is tuning in. Glad to have you alongside, Miss Sarah. Of course, her son Gavin, a big football player. Her daughter plays for the Lady Mules basketball team, and she is a phenomenal player as well. Glad to have Miss Sarah live tonight on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube as well. It is Mules, it is the Bulldogs out of Carl Junction. We were talking to the head coach of Carl Junction. What a shot by Webb City. Their lead now has increased to 5 points, 62-57. Carl Junction, they are coming in to the ball game, and they believe, quite honestly, they have a chance of maybe taking out Poplar Bluff. They're 5-5, a lot better than this time last year. We'll see. Coach Justin Polk tells us his team is ready for the contest here tonight. Jeff Anglin, I appreciate that, Jeff. Are you doing the PA tonight, my friend? There for the Lady Mules basketball game. They're taking on Cape Central. If you're doing the PA, I expect you, my friend, to give me some live updates. Text me once in a while and give me the score, and you'll be able to see our score throughout the broadcast. We'll have the scoreboard. If you don't mind, Tim, hit that scoreboard button for us. That way our folks at home that are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, they'll be able to see what the scoreboard looks like. I don't have my compadre here tonight. My son, Chance, there's that scoreboard. Uh-oh. Somebody messed up somebody's been hitting the old board over there. We'll get that time fixed here in just a moment. We've got a camera, the way it's positioned on the scoreboard for the time. It's very, very sensitive. If anybody really kind of leans over the banner or whatnot, that usually is an indicator that our scoreboard just isn't going to work right. So we're going to have to go get that fixed. That's what Tim is doing right now. Jerry Moore is tuning in. And, of course, he is talking about Preston Moore, number 13. Glad to have you alongside, Jerry, and thank you for watching this feed. We are so glad that we're able to do this for the fans back at home that could not make it over to Joplin here today. Tim and I are going to be here all weekend, today, tomorrow, and on Saturday as we get ready for some Poplar Bluff Mules action. Joining us right now, he is the head coach of Poplar Bluff, and I've already said out loud, I have said to him personally, I believe, looking at the lineup top to bottom, all 8 teams, I believe our Mules here this weekend, we can go 3-0. Speaking of which, joining us right now is head coach Will Durden. And coach, I told you this earlier, a lot of fans watching us right now. The Carl Junction coach says, you know what, he believes we're going to win by 30. What do you think?
I would like to play hard and hopefully win the game.
So let's talk about, first off, more importantly, how was your trip over from Poplar Bluff? You guys, I believe, left around 9:30. How was your trip over here today?
It was a good trip. We stopped a couple times, and the kids slept most of the way over, but it was a straight drive, not a whole lot of traffic. Not a bad drive.
You know, I was watching the kids come out of the locker room areas where the tunnel is, and I got to tell you, for being 6:30 at night, being a 4-hour trip, the team looks to be pretty pumped up and ready to play.
Yeah, we got over here a little early enough to where we could check into the hotel and kind of relax a little bit before we came over. That was kind of our plan, but you never know. Like, kids are different. I know I'm tired driving over here 4 hours, but they seem a lot more energetic than what I am.
You know, you were talking about this when we first walked in. I didn't know this, but this is the first time that you've actually got a chance to kind of stop in Joplin and kind of soak in the scenery, right?
Yeah, this is my first. I've driven past Joplin,
right, or
through, but I've never actually came in town or whatever. So this is my first experience here, and they got a nice school and a nice arena.
They really do. And of course, last season you were at home watching these games, and I got to tell you, by the way, your wife says hello to you, and she says get that W.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling if we start messing up, she'll let me know before she lets you know.
Oh, she'll text me. I just never answer it during the game.
Gotcha. Okay, so Carl Junction, they're coming in. What do you know about them? 5-5 in the last couple of years. It seems like on paper and the way they are playing right now, they're playing pretty good. What do you know about them?
Well, they're definitely a team that's trending upwards. I mean, traditionally I think they won districts a few times over the past 12, 15 years, and the last couple years they've been rebuilding, and I think they're trending the right way. I mean, the kids play hard, and they got a couple kids that can shoot it well, and they play the game the right way. So it's going to be a test for us, and I mean, we didn't come over here to get anything other than that.
Going back to our showdown, a very tough showdown for Poplar Bluff. One thing that I'm very optimistic about, I want to get your thoughts. The last time we played against Hillcrest back on December 30th, I thought for the first time in a long time, I really believe our free throws are getting so much better, Coach. Gavin Rivers, what a game he had, 9 out of 9. This young man is starting to come into his own. You mix that up with Darius Graham, Isaiah Neville, oh, by the way, your boy Brendan Durden. I mean, this team, not peaking, obviously, but it seems like we're getting better every single ball game.
We're getting there. I mean, we're young and inexperienced. We didn't have a whole lot of varsity experience coming back from last year. But I think the kids are definitely getting better, and they're one thing I can say about this team is they play hard every game. They try to leave it all on the floor. We don't play the smartest sometimes, but they definitely play hard. So, if a team can do that for me and give it all that they got, then I can be happy when I go home.
In the first, let's say, 4 minutes of this ball game here in the first quarter, being 4 hours away, we were on the bus for 4 hours or more. We've been here for a while. Talk about turnovers. How worried are you that the team might come out maybe and play a little bit sloppy early here tonight?
I think that's a worry for every coach every game. Especially for us. I thought, at times we took care of the ball really well against our Christmas tournament, and we couldn't score there for a couple games and for a couple good stretches. But I thought for the most part we took care of the ball pretty good, and that was against some elite athletes and against some tough players. So I think if we can take we should take some confidence from those experiences, those last few games, and apply it to what we're going to have the rest of the year.
One thing that we did very well back in our showdown was getting the ball in the paint, getting to the free throw line. What player or players do you think, in your mind, Coach, stepped up at the showdown and really showed themselves and started to kind of maybe show out somewhat for this team?
I thought Gavin played well in the showdown. He started the year off a little slow. He got in foul trouble a lot, but I thought he played well against some good competition in the showdown, and that's something we definitely need moving forward. And I thought Torrance had a couple good games, and Jack had some big rebounds and free throws and stuff for us. There was a lot of guys that played good, but overall as a team, hopefully we got better.
I think maybe Justin Polk out of Carl Junction maybe lied to me a little bit on some of these kids' height. I looked down at Carl Junction, and they look taller than what I've been given on this lineup.
That's usually how it is. The coach will say that they're not very good and we're going to win by 30, and then we come out and it's not exactly what he says. So maybe it's a little psychological thing that he's trying out, but we don't fall for that over at Bluff.
Let me ask you, when it comes to Carl Junction, to getting a win tonight, and oh, by the way, if we win tonight, we'll play Webb City at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. What's it going to take to get in the winner's side of this bracket and play the last game tomorrow night?
Oh, we need to get back in transition and make them take contested shots.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for the time. We'll let you get back to the team and see you guys afterwards.
All right, thanks.
You betcha. Head coach Will Durden joining us live as we get ready for Mules basketball in just a few moments. We are under 13 minutes until we tip off here tonight. I want to go back to our comments here tonight, and those are the starters, Coach. We've got Lee Wallace is tuning in. Yes, I can. Linda, Yolanda, and George. Lee Wallace says hello. Also, Jessica King is tuning in. Go Mules. Of course, Coach's wife, Miss Faith. She is tuning in. Big Mules fan. Ron Withrow. Glad to have you alongside, my friend. Mules basketball coming back here in just a few moments. We've got your starting lineups in just a few moments. It is Mules basketball. We are live here in Joplin, about 4 hours away from downtown Poplar Bluff. You're listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. All right, so we are back here in Joplin, and coming up here tonight, it is Mules basketball, it is Poplar Bluff, it is Carl Junction. Can't wait for this one to begin. So let's go ahead now and get you to who we believe are going to be the starting five here tonight. Let's start with the home team. They are the Bulldogs out of Carl Junction. They are coming in 5-5 on the season. They've got wins against McDonald County, also Seneca, Aurora, also Spokane and Forsyth. They are coming in averaging 54 points on offense. Defensively, they are allowing about 52 points on defense. They are being coached by Justin Polk. He is in his third season overall with a record of 16 wins, 46 losses, a winning percentage of .258. His assistant coaches are Peyton Bennett, Matt McGee, and Caleb Franks. They're wearing their home white jerseys with the red trim and the red numbering. Here's who we believe are going to be the starting five for the Bulldogs out of Carl Junction. We believe it's all going to begin with number 0, Kai Warren, a 5'9" senior guard. Number 1, Cooper Vedix. He is a 5'9" freshman guard. Number 2, Jeff Hokut, a 5'11" junior guard. Number 4, Aiden Bard, a 6'2" senior guard. And number 11, Lucas Van Landuit. He is a 6'1" senior. Those are the starting five for the Bulldogs out of Carl Junction. And now taking a live look here at who we believe are going to be the starting five for the Poplar Bluff Mules. First off, let's take a look at who we believe are going to be the first off the bench here tonight. Before we do that, the Mules are coming in to this season with a record of 5-4 so far. We have not began conference play. We're still about a week and a half out from conference play. The Mules coming in averaging 65 points on offense. Defensively, we are giving up around 63 points. The Mules, by the way, have gotten wins this year against Marion, Illinois, Dexter, back in the SEMO Conference. We won against St. Louis Christian and Waynesville back at the Route 66 shootout. And then back-to-back losses earlier this year from Douglas and Little Rock Christian, and then defeated Hillcrest on December 30th. Mules got a win there, 86-71. The Mules are being coached by Will Durden. He is in his 11th season overall with a record of 161-104, a winning percentage of .608. The assistant coaches are Aaron Duncan, Dominique Hardiman, and Dave McCormack. Here's who we believe are going to be the first off the bench for Coach Will Durden and the Poplar Bluff Mules. We believe number 13, Preston Moore, a 6'4" junior. Number 24, Marlon Hitman Roberson. He is a 6' junior. Number 30, Brendan Durden, a 6' sophomore rather. And number 33, Jack Scott. He is a 6'6" senior. Now looking over at the starting five for Poplar Bluff, we believe it's going to be 3 seniors and a couple of juniors. Make that 2 seniors and 3 juniors. We believe it's all going to begin with number 1, Isaiah Neville, a 6'1" junior. Neville, he is averaging about 9, almost 10 points a ball game. Darius Graham, 6' junior. Graham is averaging 14 points a ball game. Number 3, Gavin Rivers, a 6'4" senior. Rivers, what a showdown this young man has had. He is averaging about 12.5 points a ball game. Number 10, Torrance Williams, a 6'5" junior. Williams is averaging about 7 points a ball game. And number 14, David Durbin. He is a 6'2" senior. Durbin coming in, he is averaging about 2 points per ball game. So those are who we believe are going to be the starting five. And the first off the bench, Richard White. He is tuning in. Isaiah Neville's pawpaw. He is tuning in from Port Allen, Louisiana. Glad you are tuning in, Richard. Welcome alongside, my friend. And we're about ready for Poplar Bluff Mules basketball. Okay, so before we get to Mules basketball, something very important that I do want to share with you real quick. And then we'll go to our final timeout and get ready for Mules basketball. Before we do that, I've got John Scott. He is, I got to be honest with you, taking his dear sweet time getting over here, Tim, Tim looks like something's going on that's wrong. I don't know yet. Something good, everything good? Okay, he's giving me thumbs up. Maybe everything is good, I don't know. I can see everything on the video, so at least from the video standpoint, we are good to go. I'm not sure what Tim is doing right now. He's got all kinds of cables everywhere. Hopefully, we are good to go. I don't see any issues on the scoreboard, or I don't see any issues on the actual video itself. We are live, by the way, on the radio side of things as well. Grandma Jackie is tuning in all the way back in Poplar Bluff. Glad she is with us. And we're going to turn things over in just a moment to John Scott. And, of course, we're going to look at Tim for just a moment and see what he's trying to do there. I'm not really sure. I think he's changing out maybe a cable, it looks like. I don't know. He's got so much stuff going on over there. It's hard to believe. Oh, Miss Pounds is tuning in. Let's go Mules. Glad to have you alongside. And speaking of slackers and people who are walking real slow, I've got John Scott over here.
Hey, Frankie, how we doing tonight?
Fantastic. Couldn't be better.
I'll tell you what, this is like the ends of the earth out here. I mean, we're in a faraway land.
It really is. Joplin is. It's a great time. I'm so glad that we are here. And of course, I've got Tim Hicks. He is going to be our camera guy once again. And before we get started for Mules basketball, real quick, John, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but we had a tragic passing. A good friend of mine last Saturday morning around 2 a.m. He is a lieutenant with the Butler County Sheriff's Department, and I thought what I would do right now is do something for him and his family, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, Frankie, a very good individual, someone that I knew as well, and such a shame, but yes, certainly.
So Brian Evans, 46 of Poplar Bluff, passed away on Saturday, December 31st of 2022 at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. Brian was born on April 30th, 1976 to James and Diana Evans in Poplar Bluff. He married the love of his life, Stacy Evans, on October the 11th, 2008, right here in Poplar Bluff. Brian was a comical and light-hearted person who always tried to see the humor in life. He enjoyed grilling, playing with his grandbabies, going to races. He also was an avid soccer fan. His favorite teams was Liverpool. He never missed a chance to bring a smile or laugh to those around him. He loved his family and friends fiercely. Also, he was an amazing Mule supporter. And I'll tell you right now, this guy you see on your screen right now, for those of you watching at home or on Facebook or YouTube, this guy never missed a Poplar Bluff Mules broadcast, whether it was football, whether it was basketball. He was also a Saints fan all the way around. Brian is survived by his wife, Stacy Evans, his mother, Diana Evans, two daughters, Brianna, Cody West, and Brittany Jacob Jordan Evans, two sons, Caleb and Dalton Teague, his sister, Melissa Phelps, three grandchildren, Wyatt, Renly, and Axel, stepmother, Glenda Evans, along with numerous extended family and friends. Brian was preceded in death by his father, James Jim Evans, daughter, Brooklyn Evans, and his canine companion, Sam, who passed away a day before Brian. Now, for those of you who never met Brian, he was a great individual. He was my first supervisor when I started working for the Butler County Sheriff's Department about a decade ago. Brian was my friend, and he really tried to make everybody around him better people. He was one of those guys. I never had a bad word to say about him, and I could not find anybody to speak negative about Brian Evans. He was a remarkable guy, John.
Oh, absolutely he was as well. I got to know him through law enforcement and the courthouse and around and things like that. And one of those guys that always just lighted up a room and was very personable, very serious about his profession, did a wonderful job with his profession, but also understood that we're all human and we're all getting through life together, and really a good guy that's going to be missed by everyone.
What I want to do real quick is, before we get ready for the starting lineups, we're going to pause for 20 seconds. We're going to do a moment of silence in memory of my good friend, your good friend, Brian Evans, who passed away on Saturday, December 31st, about 2 a.m. Let's honor Brian Evans right here, right now. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest, John. I appreciate that.
Very nice, Frankie. Very nice.
He was a good friend of mine, and I know his wife, Stacy, told me that one of his biggest things was he wanted to watch some Mules basketball tonight. So tonight we're dedicating the broadcast to him, and I got a feeling our Poplar Bluff Mules are going to come away with a big win. What do you think?
I think so, Frankie. I like the looks of the team and warm-ups. Everybody look good. I see Torrance Williams has got his different hairstyle tonight.
He does.
He's got. I think won't have as much wind resistance.
A little. I think you're right about that. He may not have as much for sure. And it's been. I tell you what. How was your trip coming over here tonight?
Not too bad, Frankie. Not too bad at all. Good day for a drive. Weather was nice. Just a straight shot over. But it is a long way over here. I feel like I can see the West Coast from over here. You kind of get over here in the Netherlands, and all of a sudden you're really breathing close to Oklahoma.
So we've already got one change in our starting lineup here tonight. Brendan Durden is going to get the start tonight. Also, Isaiah Neville, Gavin Rivers, and David Durbin and Torrance Williams are going to get the start here tonight. So as of right now, Darius Graham is going to come off the bench for head coach Will Durden. And it's amazing because Coach Durden, he told me as we got started today, he thought the starting five was going to be the same, and he really means a game-time decision.
No, that's the way you got to do it. You got to feel what's in your heart at the time the game's going to start. You know, Frankie, I got here early enough to watch most of the previous game, and sometimes people forget what good coaches we do have, and not just necessarily coaching on the court, but just the way they carry themselves. And we followed them around the last few years a lot, and we never see our coaches do anything that would embarrass the school or be anything but good ambassadors for Poplar Bluff and the Poplar Bluff school districts. And you can see other coaches sometimes when you come to a game like this, and you can see how they act, and you wonder how in the world they have the jobs that they have. So hats off to Coach and his staff, because they always represent well.
Yes, they really do. So make sure and share the feed for us on Facebook. And so glad you're watching. John, are you ready for some basketball?
I am ready for some basketball.
Let's tip it off. Tim Hicks is on the camera. For John Scott, I'm Frankie Castile. My sidekick, Chance, unhappy he is not with us. He always does an amazing job on the scoreboard.
He's holding out for more money, right,
But
Frankie?
tonight it is all me. I'll do all of it tonight, and that means Carl Junction now with the ball. We're going left to right on your radio and TV screen. And Cooper Valdez is going to have the ball now. He'll work it around outside to Aiden Bard. Bard, he is one of those key rebounders. Going to be a one-on-one matchup pretty much all night between him and Torrance Williams. Should be fun to watch here tonight. Kai Warren now. He'll work it outside to Jeff Hokut. Hokut picked up by Isaiah Neville. His pawpaw, by the way, is watching us. There's a big steal by Isaiah Neville. Good bounce pass by Brendan Durden right inside to Gavin Rivers. And that's how we begin our ball game tonight, John.
Yeah, I like to see it, Frankie. You know, the speed of this game is going to be a lot different than what we've been used to, especially with the showdown and how athletic those teams were up and down. So it'll be interesting to see how the Mules adjust to a little slower game, and if they can get out and stretch the court and run the ball, get a lot of fast breaks. So far, so good for the Mules. I feel like we'll be able to do well against this team. Different style of play over here in Southwest Missouri.
What would you say? You would say right now, in the infamous words of John Scott, I was just going to give them a compliment. There's a turnover. I was going to say that shooting-wise, our Mules right now are a perfect 1-for-1, 100%.
100%. And hey, our free throw percentage our last game in the showdown really was like good. 78%.
Especially Gavin Rivers,
yes,
who went 9 for 9 on the free throw line. Oh, what a move inside. Aiden Bard, a quick 2 points there. So Aiden Bard is quickly now, he's in the scoring column. And that's going to make it now a 2-2 ball game. Glad to see Lori Edmondson Busey on the air with us. She says, let's go Mules. Brendan Durden getting a start here tonight. Now David Durbin, say those names 5 times fast. Between Durbin and Durden, there's a travel on number 10, Torrance Williams, and that'll be turnover number 2 in the ball game for Poplar Bluff.
Well, I like to see David Durbin out playing. His mother made the trip over today.
She did.
Limited group of Cream of the Crop fans over here tonight. Lisa and her husband
75
Keith.
of them.
They came in, and it's jam-packed.
Oh,
and Coach Keith with his mother in attendance tonight.
Yes.
His mother came up for the show tonight.
So Aiden Bard again with another quick bucket. He's got all 4 points. It's now 4-2 in favor of Carl Junction. And good pull-up jumper by Rivers. It's no good. It'll be rebounded this time by Lucas Van Landuit. Another three-point basket by Bard. This one is no good. It'll be rebounded by Torrance Williams. Mules, by the way, going right to left. And looks like it'll be another turnover. Torrance Williams could not get the pass, and good job by Cooper Videz. And he's able to get the quick turnover. So now working it around, Aiden Bard. Oh, good move inside. We're going to get a whistle here and a foul coming up on Poplar Bluff, and that'll be their first personal foul. We'll see who they call that on. I believe Gavin Rivers will be called for the personal foul, and that's his first.
Yeah, so far, a little bit of an adjustment. You know, it's just a different feel for the games over here. We're going to have to be a little more careful with the ball, and we're going to have to play half-court defense for sure.
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of weird not doing 8 games in one day. Another big steal there. Good job this time by the Mules. Another big steal. And for the first time, Preston Moore coming in the ball game for Poplar Bluff. And there's another steal. Once again, the Mules turn it right back over. And we're going to get 2 more points. And it's quickly a 6-2 ball game. And we're going to get a timeout here on the court taken by Poplar Bluff. We'll come right back after a 30-second timeout. Mules trail 6-2 with 4:58 left to go in the first. You're listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Kevin's Auto and Tire is a family-owned one-stop shop for fast, friendly, and affordable automotive services with the latest tools and technology as well as their time-tested automotive knowledge. They're guaranteed to get your vehicle fixed without breaking the bank.
And we are back here as we get set now for live action. Darius Graham is going to check in for the first time for Isaiah Neville. It is 6-2 now. Mules trail in the early going. Coach Durden had to call a 30-second timeout to get his team in order, and sometimes you just need an early timeout to get it going.
Yeah, I got a lot of fire. Get these guys going, let them dial in. It's a long drive over here. I know kids been out of school for a couple of weeks. They go back to school for like an hour, then get on the bus for 5 or 6 hours.
Did they even go to school this morning?
I think they showed up and got on the bus, which
gotcha.
I think the kids like that, but
good move by Torrance Williams
nice.
Inside the paint, and that gives him a couple of points. It is now 6-4. Good job from that timeout. Make sure and share this video feed for us on Facebook. Let us know where you're watching and, of course, what team you're going for. I shouldn't even ask that question. I've got a lot of Mules fans on tonight. What a move by Bard. Kai Warren, another assist. And now it is 8-4. Once again, Carl Junction is doubling up the Mules. Under 4 to play in the first quarter. Darius Graham, he had a great showdown too, John. He was averaging about 16 points, and there is another turnover by the Mules, and now we're going to see Gavin Rivers back in the ballgame. He'll check in for David Durbin. So in the first quarter, or the first half of this quarter, what do you like so far about the Mules, and what's concerning you?
Well, I like the fact that we brought our uniforms and our players. Aside from that, we're a little bit sluggish. We're going to have to dial it in on defense. Because otherwise they're just going to shoot for layups on us all night.
Just like right there, another
shots.
2 points there. It is now 10-4.
Yeah, this team doesn't match up athletically with us at all, but they play that half-court slow ball, and they're getting open looks.
They really are. That was just great penetration there. And, of course, you look at Cooper Vedez, who took that shot. He was wide open. Keith Porter is tuning in. There's another steal by Carl Junction. The Mules quickly now out in transition. Aiden Bard. Boy, I tell you what, this young man, we're going to get another timeout called. This one's going to be a full timeout here by Coach Will Durden. And we're going to step away for a quick 30-second timeout. It is now 12-4. You're listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Larry Hillis is a proud sponsor of Mule Sports. Local sports, local fans, and local business. A winning combination. Larry Hillis is a proud sponsor of Mule Sports. Local sports, local fans, and
breaking news coming in to our booth right now. Keith Porter tells me, John, that he attempted to buy you a hot dog before the broadcast and you turned it down. That's not like you at all.
Well, no,
are you sick?
Well, no, I just remember the hot dog I had here last year. Well, I tell you back, I don't remember the hot dog last year, so that means I'm not gonna get another one. Plus, I stopped on the way and got something to eat.
Jack Scott with a quick rebound, but then a quick turnover there as the Mules right now, nothing going their way here in the early going. 12-4 now is the score. Oh, another big shot. This one is a three-point basket. Aiden Bard again. He has got 15, or make that 11 points here in the early going. There you go, Gavin Rivers.
Yeah.
That's a big shot right there for Gavin Rivers. It's now 15-6.
I don't mind getting behind early like this as long as we can wake up, because we can score some points, but they're going to have to play defense.
They really are, and get a body on Aiden Bard. He's got 11 of the team's 15 early on. Three-point basket again is drained by Cooper.
Three-point Bulldog basket by Cooper
Vides with a big shot that time. Brendan Durden back in the ballgame now. It's 18-6. Good move by Gavin Rivers. He's got 6 points altogether of the team's 8. That's a good move there by Gavin Rivers. Ever since that showdown, he has really come alive. And Miller is tuning in back in Poplar Bluff. Just so you know, over here in Joplin, it's 16 degrees outside. No, it's not. Bard misses his shot. Good job that time by Gavin Rivers. Rivers now going the other direction. Tell you what, the Mules right now, they got down early, but man, no fight, no quit in this team. Three-point basket is no good by the Mules, rebounded by the Bulldogs. Here comes Van Landuit rather, and he's got 2 more points. It's now 20-8.
Not what you like to see, Frankie, but it's early.
Gavin, or make that Darius Graham with a long three-pointer. It's no good. Good rebound by Torrance Williams. His shot is no good. And we get a whistle here, and I believe it's going to be a timeout here following the rebound by Van Landuit. And that'll be a timeout here by Carl Junction. It is a 30-second timeout.
Timeout called by Carl Junction.
Our broadcast presented by First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers at Rushton's Towing, and being brought to you by Air Solutions. Right now, the Mules are not shooting too bad. Mules right now are shooting 4 out of 9, 44%. However, John, it is 7 turnovers so far in the first quarter. You look at Carl Junction, they are shooting 9 out of 12, but 75%. Already 7 assists and only 2 turnovers, and they are led by Aiden Bard, 11 points. He is 5 out of 8 shooting in the early going.
Yeah, they're just really hot. One would think they'll cool down, but we're going to have to really contest some shots, and we're going to have to play some defense on the half court. I feel like this team doesn't match up well with us, but as a team, so far they have. Individually, they don't.
So far, they indeed have. The Mules, by the way, have already used 2 timeouts, and now Carl Junction, they've got the 1 timeout. Possession arrow is going to favor Poplar Bluff. Only 1 foul so far in this ball game. There's a good steal by Jack Scott. Good job by him to reach in there and take it away. Gavin Rivers now going to get it to Marlon Hickman-Roberson. He'll get it outside to Isaiah Neville. And we're going to get a whistle here and another turnover against Poplar Bluff. And that'll be turnover number 8 here in the first quarter.
That's a lot of turnover. Maybe a record for a quarter for us, Frankie.
It's very well could be. That last turnover, by the way, was on Darius Graham. 8 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. Nice audience here watching us on a Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Three-point basket is no good. That may have been a pass by Jet Hokut. Just was not able to get it to the right player. So at the end of one, it is a 12-point lead by Carl Junction. You're listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Patriot Auto Glass offers chip repair or glass replacement. They provide fast quality service done by experienced technicians. Ask about our veteran and first responder discounts. Call Patriot Auto Glass today at 573-840-5027. And remember, Patriot Auto Glass will come to you.
Scott Law Firm is experienced in estate planning and the preparation of documents like wills and trusts. Let the Scott Law Firm help you protect your family and pass along your estate according to your terms. Call Scott Law Firm today at 785-4688.
And we are back here once again as we get ready for second quarter action. The Mules now will have the ball to begin the second quarter, and we'll see what Poplar Bluff is able to do here in this contest. As we get ready, Xavier Perkins, Wyatt McAfee all checking in here in the second quarter to begin the ball game, or begin the second quarter rather. Kai Warren also was out there. Marlon Hitman-Roberson steps inside the paint. What a jumper by Roberson. And now just like that, it is now 20-10.
Yeah, Carl Junction backed in a little 2-3 zone. We got to figure out the weaknesses in that.
Kai Warren is shot not able to go down, but they're going to say it was last touched, I believe, by Kai Warren, and it's going to belong right back to the Mules. 20-10. Now we got a whistle here. We've got a substitution coming in for the Mules. We've got Torrance Williams. He'll check in for Jack Scott. Well, the scoreboard is functioning like it's supposed to here tonight. My son Chance isn't here to run it, so I hope he's taught me right, John. If not, we're all in trouble.
He may be our good luck charm. It may be functioning right, but it doesn't look right.
It doesn't look good. We're down by 10. Another turnover by Poplar Bluff. Good job by Hickman-Roberson. He tried to save it. They're going to say a turnover. So I'll say this, if the score doesn't end up the way we want it to, we'll have to blame me because Chance is our good luck charm, no doubt.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting, Frankie, of our, 10 turnovers roughly, I'm going to say 5 of them are unforced, just a pass out of bounds or a pass. It's just weird. They're just out of sync right now.
They really are. Shot taken, no good by Bard. He forced that one. Good job by Gavin Rivers. I've got something I want to tell you in just a moment about my daughter, Jenny. Hold that thought as Torrance Williams now. He's going to take a long jumper, no good, and we're going to get a whistle here and a foul. They're going to call that on Gavin, or they're going to call they're going to call that on Bard.
Yeah, Gavin was in great position.
I thought so.
Over the back.
So that'll be the first foul here of the ball game for Carl Junction. On the other end, we're going to see Dallas Williams coming in the ball game. He is wearing number 12 in this one. Make that Isaiah Neville shot is no good. Another offensive rebound by Torrance Williams, and this time offensive foul is going to go against Torrance.
Yeah, nice move. He just put the shoulder down a little bit. Even if it's not that much contact, when you lower that shoulder like that, gives the ref something to call.
So 2 team fouls for the Mules. Ron Withrow, Chance is in school this week, my friend. I couldn't justify getting him out of school. The wife would have killed me if I would have got him out of school. By the way, did you know I'm not sure if I told you this or not, but my daughter Jenny's so proud of her in the first semester of college, not only maintaining a part-time job around 30 hours a week, also made the dean's list.
There we go. Where's she going to school from?
Three Rivers.
Nice. Yes,
something excellent. I was never able to do.
Well, that's excellent. I'm glad for her. It's a great time to do that. Seems like a really good kid. I guess you can say kid. I guess I should say adult.
I still call her a kid. She may not like it sometimes, but I tell you what, back when I was in college, I always made the C and D list. It was what a good shot by Gavin Rivers.
You made the dean's other list.
Yeah, I made the list that no one wants to brag about.
Yeah, I'll put that one in the bottom drawer.
20-13 the score after Gavin Rivers. He's already got 9 points. Another steal there by the Mules. Good job by Isaiah Neville. And now the Mules are starting to wake up a little bit. Torrance Williams, he's going to go baseline. He's going to lose it, and it's going to be last touch by Kai Warren. So the Mules right now, folks, they are warming up.
Returning to the game for the Mules.
Luckily for the Mules, they got down by 10 or 12, but it was very early in the ball game, and we're able to come back.
Yeah, we just try to make it interesting, Frankie. Give the other team a little false hope.
Yeah,
perhaps.
we got to make Kent Keith over there sweat things out by his mom.
His poor old mama made the trip up. I'd hate for her to see a big loss.
Absolutely. Oh, what a good shot that time by Dallas Williams.
Nice to see Dallas get a bucket. Kid with a bright future. No question.
He was only a freshman, by the way. He's got great things in his future. By the way, I'm looking at the replay here, and I think that shot, by the way, was actually maybe, just maybe, stepped on the line.
Yeah,
we'll take it, though.
I thought he was a little bit inside the line, but hey.
Who am I to judge?
I wouldn't question a referee, Frankie. You
Absolutely
know me.
not. Got a foul coming up here. This one's going to be on Carl Junction. It'll be on McAfee, his first team foul number 2. Gavin Rivers, by the way, went 9 for 9 back in the showdown. He raised his average from 61% to 73%. We'll see what he does here in the new year and makes the first one. He's already got 10 points here in the early going in this ball game, and that is some really good news for a player like Gavin Rivers, who is starting to really get all kinds of confidence in his shot, especially on the free throw line.
Oh, yeah, the ceiling is very high for Gavin, and he's really coming into his own, getting a little more confidence. Here we go with a nice rebound.
Dallas Williams, absolutely. I was just going to say that. Tell you what, the Mules got down early, but, man, they have really turned things on. Torrance Williams' shot is no good, rebounded by Wyatt McAfee. And we're going to go the other way now, and we're going to get a whistle here. Looks like a timeout called by Carl Junction. So each team has already used 2 timeouts. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Our broadcast presented by Air Solutions, First Choice Insurance, also Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center. Proudly presented by Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, Briggs & Stratton, the Scott Law Group LLC, also being brought to you by Taco John's. I'm trying to figure out what Tim's doing over there. I think he's trying to sabotage the broadcast.
He needs something else to plug in over there, it looks like. He needs more cables, I think.
He's got the weirdest contraption I've ever seen, but it's a good setup. And the AD over here, Mr. Matt Hyatt, great guy. He is going to allow us to sleep in the gym tonight so nobody steals our stuff.
There we go, nice.
I'm going to go back to the hotel while Tim camps out here at the gym.
You could take turns to have your first watch, second watch, whatever.
No, we're not taking turns here, John. I'm going to go back and get some good sleep.
Yeah, he gets to do it this year, and you can do it.
Yeah, I'll pick it up next year. Thank you so much, Miss Ann. I'll let Jenny know you're saying great job, as right now the Mules find themselves only down by 3 points, 20-17 the score. Oh, what a good move by Bard as Perkins misses a 3-point shot, but cleaning it up on the other end. It is 22-17 Bard at 13 of their 22 here in the early going, still leading by 5. Torrance Williams outside to Durden. Durden works it around, and Isaiah Neville comes out a moment ago, by the way, and David Durbin is back in for Poplar Bluff. We're going to see Neville and Jack Scott come in here momentarily. I like Torrance's hairdo, man. I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, another 3-point basket this time by Dallas Williams, and he's got 6 points.
Dallas is getting hot. He's got sky's the limit for him. It really is. Yeah, Torrance. I don't know. The last you asked which hair I liked better, and I called it a tie ultimately, but I got where Torrance. I liked that, man. It was intimidating, and now he's got a different kind of intimidating. But good to see. Yeah, here we go. Carl Junction was on about a 3.5-minute drought. They finally scored. So here we are, 2 points down, Frankie. I like the trending of the game.
22-20 with 4:19 to play, and there's an unforced turnover on the inbound. And it's going to go right back to Poplar Bluff. So Cooper Vedex is going to turn the ball over, and now for Poplar Bluff, the Mules they're in a very good position right now, John, to take the lead or tie the game on this possession. And we could go back to square one, could go back to 0-0.
That's what we like, Frankie. Start this deal over. Do it right.
I'll tell you what, a player that's having a good game right now is Dallas Williams and also Gavin Rivers. Both are having some really good ball games here right now.
Now, Dallas is a good piece of this team.
He
Can
really
be
is.
by the end of the season.
Neville's shot is no good. Jack Scott, offensive rebound. His shot is up and no good. I thought that was going to go down. And we're going to get a whistle here, and it's going to be against Poplar Bluff. I believe it's going to be a foul.
It's really brutal down there in the paint, Frankie. For any team, any player, they get the ball. It's just pretty much a man's game at that point.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Lady Mules right now, after one, is winning against Cape Central back in Poplar Bluff, 16-8.
That's what we like.
Brian Mays says any haircut is intimidating to John Scott. Oh, a three-point basket by you.
I got to give Brian credit. That's good. I like that. He is correct. He is correct. There's hair bullies walking around amongst us all the time.
25-20 to score. I like that comment. Three-point basket is no good by Dallas Williams. Here comes the Bulldogs, and once again, give them two more. So Videz with another bucket, 27-20, and just like that, a 5-0 run by the Bulldogs. It gives them a 7-point lead again.
Yeah, game of runs so far. But we've settled down. I feel like we're going to be okay. We just need to tighten up our defense, man.
It's still early in the ball game, that is for sure, for Poplar Bluff. Good move by Isaiah Neville, just could not get that shot to go down. Aiden Bard, another rebound. Three-point basket again. This one is no good by Hokut, but it's going to be rebounded again by the Bulldogs. And man, this team is not afraid to shoot that three-point shot.
Oh, they're getting some offensive rebounds too. We can't have that.
Jeff England doing the PA work in Poplar Bluff. Jeff's a good guy, by the way. 27-20 the score. Jack Scott in the corner. I got to tell you, man, the hospitality room here in Joplin has been phenomenal. We had a Mexican feast earlier. I think I had way too much.
Some of that Southwest Missouri good old Mexican. Yeah, I'm going to have to hit that tomorrow, Frankie. Tonight, I got a little hungry, stopped on the way over here, but tomorrow night I'll save up for it.
I didn't. Tim and I, we're trying to be El Cheapo about things and get things here. Three-point basket is no good by Durden, but Torrance Williams is able to clean it up. And that's a good shot there by the Mules as Torrance and Brendan Durden on the same page. Torrance now with 4 points here in the ball game, 27-22 now. There's another big jumper by Videz.
Well, that guy can shoot the ball. He had people on him, hand in his face. Still made the shot.
He's got quite a bit now. 12 points already here in the early going. Durden's shot is no good, but Preston Moore is able to come back and clean it up. Give the Mules two. It's now 29-24 the score. Quickly going the other direction. There's a turnover that time by Kai Warren, and it goes right back to Poplar Bluff.
Yeah, Carl Junction, I'm sorry. Carl Junction's having a hard, that was the previous game. Carl Junction having a hard time. They try to run with us a little bit, and they can't do it. So hopefully they'll get a little bit unraveled and try to run with us because much more our game.
I was going to say that'll be tomorrow if the Mules get a win here tonight. We'll see Webb City. Torrance Williams goes up for the shot, a little bit short that time. Another rebound by Aiden Bard. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul coming up on Poplar Bluff, and that'll be team foul number 5 for the Mules. Going to be on Torrance.
One interesting thing about Carl Junction, they got 20 kids on the team.
Well, that is true, except they don't have that many players actually who's playing right now. Actually, I had to go to the coach, and we were able to eliminate about 16 players, it seems like.
Well, it was interesting. I saw that list, and I thought, man, there's a bunch of kids.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark to go here in the first half. Jet Hokut, picked up by Brendan Durden. The Mules, by the way, shooting 40%, 10 for 25. Carl Junction shooting 13 of 22, 59% in the first half, and that's pretty good.
Not too bad, just not enough shots. You know, we've had too many turnovers. We need to get this down, get it even at half.
Another shot this time is no good. Good job by the Mules now as Marlon Hickman-Roberson. He is able to go coast to coast. And he's got 4 points. It's now 29-26, and we've got to travel. This one going to be on Videz. And we're going to see Darius Graham coming in for Jackson Moore. So the Mules, once again, it's a one-possession game. Mules, by the way, never give up. That's why I like this team. They never give up, no matter how many points they're down. Cameron Settle now works it over to Darius Graham. Gavin Rivers, he's got 10 points. Outside to Durden. Now Roberson for three. It's off the mark. It's no good. Roberson gets his own missed shot, goes back up top. It's no good. On the other side, Darius Graham cannot get the shot to go down, and now it's going to go out of bounds. Mules having 3 opportunities and just could not get the shot to go down.
Well, a lot of work for nothing on that one. Good effort, though. I like to see that offensive get on the offensive glass.
Can I give a shout out real quick to somebody? I got to tell you, I know you're not watching it on this end, but I'm watching it here on the monitor that I've got set up, and I got to tell you, man, Tim is doing a phenomenal job on that camera here this half. I can see everything. It's so crystal clear. Hokut could not get that shot to go down. The scoreboard doesn't look as good as I want it to because Chance isn't here. We're down by 3. We'll give you the credit for that, John. I can't take credit for that. 29-26 is the score. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come right back. We'll break it all down. Mules are down by just 3 points. You're listening and watching Mules basketball. Coming up, it is our halftime report presented by PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. This is the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Southeast Signs and Graphics of Poplar Bluff can handle all of your printing needs, from t-shirts, wall displays, banners, and so much more. Call their team at 573-772-5566 or get to southeastsignsandgraphics.com.
Whitworth. Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers is a third-generation family-owned jewelry and repair store who have served the Poplar Bluff community for over 60 years.
Our family has always worked hard to provide the finest jewelry creations and service imaginable.
All right, so we are back here at the half, and right now Carl Junction leading 29-26. The Bulldogs outscoring the Mules 20-8 there in that first quarter. The Mules, meanwhile, returning the favor, outscoring Carl Junction 18-9 in that second quarter, and that's where we sit right now. And right now the Bulldogs are shooting 54%. They are 13 out of 24, just 9 rebounds, John, 9 first half assists. They are 3 of 8 from behind the arc. But here's the 2 factors. They've only got 7 turnovers in the first half. I say only 7, but they have not been to that free throw line this entire first half. Mules down by 3 points. They got to feel pretty fortunate right about now.
Oh, yeah, I think so, Frank. He clearly came out very flat, probably just by virtue of the long trip over here, that sort of thing. But we got going in that second quarter, looked a lot better. Still got some things to work on. Our half-court defense stepped it up a little bit. Carl Junction cooled off with their three-point shooting, which is nice. But they've got the capabilities to rack some points quickly. So we need to go ahead and get about a 27-point lead so then we could rest a little bit easier. But, no, I like the effort the second quarter. I think our guys are getting dialed in. They've been out of pocket for a couple of weeks, and the Showdown tournament was such an adrenaline thing. Really good basketball being played, and then we've had the new year and starting back to school. So it's good to see the kids getting settled in and get going. But I think we'll be okay second half. We just need to really focus on that half-court defense because otherwise they're going to shoot layups on us.
29 points overall. Check this out. Aiden Bard at 13 of those points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And Cooper Videz, 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist between the two guys. 25 points out of 29. Those are your shooters right now.
Well, I always say one guy won't beat you, but two guys sure can beat you. Two guys will beat you. So we just need to buckle down on those guys a little bit. I feel like that if we can speed it up just a little bit, get a few more shots on the offensive end, we're going to have to do a better job on rebounding. We can't let the other team get 2 or 3 offensive rebounds in a possession. You just cannot let that happen. So crash the boards, protect the ball, play that half-court defense. We'll be fine.
Mules, meanwhile, shooting 38%. They are 11 out of 29, 3 of 9 from behind the arc, and Dallas Williams has 2 of those three-point shots. They are 1 for 2 on the free throw line. 15 rebounds. Mules, by the way, which we just saw an opportunity a moment ago where they had 3 offensive rebounds and could not turn that into points. Mules have 9 offensive rebounds, 5 first-half assists, 4 steals. Here's the thing. 10 turnovers overall, but the Mules had 8 of those in the first quarter, only 2 of those in that second quarter. Much better by the Mules in that second quarter. And looking at the Mules right now, where we stand scoring-wise, where are our points coming from? 10 points by Gavin Rivers. He has 2 rebounds, also 1 foul here in the first half. And then 6 points by Dallas Williams on 2 3-pointers. 4 points each by Marlon Hitman-Roberson. Also 4 points as well by Torrance Williams and 2 points by Preston Moore. And that is our scoring right now in the first half. I do think for players like Isaiah Neville, Darius Graham, as well as Brendan Durden, as of right now, they have been kept in check. I do think Coach Durden makes some serious adjustments coming up in the second half, and we'll see our team start to explode when it comes to offense. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so, Frankie. One good thing about Coach Durden at halftime, he usually makes those good adjustments. Team usually comes out pretty hot in the second half, and I feel like that's what's going to happen tonight. This is the time of the season we're kind of making those tune-ups so that when we get into the real heart of our season, which is coming right around the corner with those old familiar foes that we play every year that are very physical and very athletic and very good, we got to have all our kids firing on all cylinders, and we got to have them, the team as a whole, to figure out their roles. And we're coming together with that. I'm glad to see Dallas out there getting a couple of nice shots to build a little bit of confidence. He's got a definite role on this team this year as a freshman, which is nice to see. Brendan Durden obviously is going to have a big role in the team going forward. So I like where we are. We got tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday to make a few of those little adjustments so kids can figure out what they're going to be going forward on this team, because it's going to take all hands on deck going on out the rest of the season.
This will be, I'm not sure if I told you or not, but this is Tim and I's only game out here. We're going to be going surfing this Friday and Saturday.
Well, I think I can see the West Coast from here. If you stand up tall and look out the window, I'm not sure what all that is. If you're a flat earther, I can tell you, if it's flat, it's a long way over there because we've traveled about half of it.
You know what I'm getting excited about, thinking about? I know it's only January 5th, but you know what I'm looking forward to? That big old chili cook-off coming up. I'm excited about that,
Absolutely,
man.
and now's the time. We've had a couple of meetings about that. We have a few spots left. It's really taking shape nicely.
When is that coming up again?
That is the last weekend in February. I believe it's the 25th of February is the Saturday, the actual event, at the Black River Coliseum in Poplar Bluff. I believe this is our 17th year. Don't hold me to that. It might be.
And I think this year, I don't know for sure, but I was told that it's very possible in that 17th year, this might be the best lineup of judges you've ever had.
Well, yes, we definitely have the best lineup of judges. If people want to come out and watch Frankie suffer, if you've ever wanted to watch Frankie suffer, this will be the year to come out and watch the judging.
I'm excited. I'm going to start training right now.
You need to start training. Now, we do have some rules. I'll let everybody know. We don't just let them load up some crazy heat, because we had a guy one time bought some kind of pepper in the alleyway behind somewhere, and it gassed out the booth next to his booth like it was one of those deals. So we don't do that. We do protect our judges that way. However,
gotcha.
It is a good event, and it is competitive, and there are some people who really take it seriously. And then there's everybody else like me that goes and has a good time. So I would encourage anybody. It's not that difficult to do. If you're worried about having to do the cooking and all that, we can help you. We got people who like to do that sort of thing. It's not complicated, and most of the people aren't going to get too excited about it. So come on out and have a good time. Friday night, we have a little party up there for everybody, for the cooks and the teams, and we have music and food and the hospitality room, and everything is great. And then Saturday morning early, people get in there, cook their chili. We have our thing, and you're usually out by noon, 1 o'clock. We figured that out after about 7 years that people like to get out of there on a Saturday.
Right,
so we do our thing by about 1 o'clock. You're home and napping. Usually for me, I'm eating Rolaids and napping on the couch by about 1 o'clock.
Eating Rolaids and napping on the couch. I like it. So what I want to know right now, for those of you watching on social media, are you ready for some Mules basketball? Second half about to begin. Mules are down by just 3 points, and I got to tell you, even though we're down, I like our chances here in this second half. At one point, we were down by as many as 12, but the Mules have come storming all the way back. It'll be the same starting five to begin the second half as what we had back in the first half. And this time they switch sides, and Mules will go left to right on your radio dial and your TV screen, down at 29-26.
Yeah, we don't have any foul trouble, which is nice, and our guys probably aren't very tired from that first half.
I would say
especially
not.
that first quarter. So, yeah, I think we're in good shape for the second half. We just got to dial it up a little bit.
Kai Warren now stepping near the free throw line. Good defense that time by Brendan Durden, and the Mules with a big rebound by David Durbin. Donna Fields-Wood says, come on, Mules, and there you go. Isaiah Neville with a couple of points, and all of a sudden, John, it's now to a 1-point lead. 29-28 now. The Mules need a big defensive stop right here. They can possibly get it right here and then have a pretty big opportunity. We're going to get a whistle and a foul coming up. This one on Torrance Williams. It'll be the first foul of the second half, and that'll be Torrance Williams' third personal foul here in the ballgame. 7:11 to go here in the third quarter. Kai Warren taking his seat. Brody Pant is in the ball game. Torrance Williams takes his seat, and Jack Scott back in.
You know, this game's a little reminiscent of my beloved Missouri Tigers last night, who I cannot be critical of. They had a great effort against Arkansas, a good team, top 13 team. Missouri had them down 17 points in the first half, ended up losing the game, but I like the excitement with the Missouri basketball program.
You talk about a fast sport in Missouri. I was watching a crochet matchup.
Yeah,
3-point basket.
Chess is pretty good,
yeah,
too.
Chess is really good. 3-point basket is no good by Aiden Bard. Good job there by Gavin Rivers as he goes up, and that'll be a foul coming up on Carl Junction. It'll be on Cooper Videz. It'll be his first team foul, number 1.
Such a different game here live after watching the showdown, all those games we watched.
Oh, my goodness.
And then watching this, it's a little bit, it's just like a whole different sport almost.
It really is. I was telling Tim, I'm not sure how we're going to react just to do one ball game or make that. Jack Scott could not get that shot to go down. Papa over here wanted to come out of his seat on that one.
Yeah, a little bit of foot got tangled up with his feet a little bit on that. I think he was a little more open than he thought he was going to be.
6:20 to play here in the third quarter. Bard shot is no good. Another big rebound by Gavin Rivers. Mules can take the lead. David Durbin, count it, and the foul. Mules now getting the shot off, and good job by Brendan Durden, his first bucket of the ball game. And we're going to get a foul coming up on Carl Junction. It'll be on Jeff Hokut. Or Jet Hokut, rather, his first foul, team foul number 2. So Durden, as the Mules have their first lead of the ball game, 30-29. Second free throw is up, and it is good. 31-29. Mules now lead by 2. Jeff Anglin tells me Lady Mules right now, John, lead by 20, 33-13 at halftime over Cape Central.
No doubt in my mind. There we go. Oh, I'm not sure about
Isaiah
that.
Neville, I'm not sure what he was trying to do on that one.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a whistle here and a foul coming up on the Mules, I believe.
That was a nice effort. I mean, I've always said if I could dunk the ball, I would try to dunk the ball every time. But up to, this is a team we've been able to claw all the way back from 12 down without really our main scorers doing a lot of scoring, a couple of them. And when they come alive, I think we've got a chance to really put this game away. But it'd have been nice to have that 2 points on a layup right there.
So Mules are going to take a timeout here. It is a full timeout. Our broadcast presented by Taco John's at Scott Law Group LLC. Also being brought to you by Briggs & Stratton, Larry Hillis Dodge, Eye Care Specialist, Christian Automotive and Tire, and Patriot Auto Glass. By the way, it is time to, tell you that if the Mules win tonight, John, tomorrow night, we're going to play that elusive 9 p.m. game, which means a very good chance that we'll get started like we did in Marion, Illinois, and we'll get started about 10 p.m.
That's what we like to play into a new day. I want to be playing at midnight, the stroke of midnight. So anybody wants to come over to Joplin tomorrow, it's not a bad drive. It's a little bit long over here, but come on over. Saturday morning, the swim team is competing and the dive team competing in Springfield. So
nice.
You can come check out a couple of different Poplar Bluff sports. And if you want to come out, Keith Porter will buy you a beverage of your choice.
Buy you a beverage of your choice. Videz. Oh, good job there by the Mules, or I should say by Carl Junction. It'll be a turnover on Poplar Bluff. And Carl Junction now will regain possession as Jet Hokut. I think he turned it over too, so Hokut is going to turn it right back over to the Mules.
Been about 3 times, maybe 4 times where they've done exactly that, just a straight walk. They don't handle the front end of the press very good. The back end they handle pretty good.
Yes, they do.
But the front end, they don't do very well.
Ann says her sound keeps going out. I think, Ann, it might be on your end, my dear. I don't think anybody else is having that issue. I see all the levels here. Everything looks good here. There's turnover. Bard, good defensive stop there by Carl Junction. They are down by 2 points, 31-29. So now we'll see what the Mules here are going to be able to do defensively. They've got possession arrow. Good job by David Durbin. And we're going to see for Carl Junction, we'll see Gavin Rivers coming in for Durden on the other end. We're going to see Jet Hokut coming out of the ball game and Kai Warren back in. 31-29. Lori Busey says, let's go Lady Mules, up by 20 points over Cape Central back in Poplar Bluff. By the way, our next home game is a week from tomorrow night. We take on Ladue in Poplar Bluff. Videz misses that shot, and Gavin Rivers with the rebound. Do what now?
I said the fancy kids will be coming down.
The fancy kids.
Checking out the rest of the world.
Boy, the Mules had 2 opportunities on that last opportunity there as Gavin Rivers missed it, and Darius Graham, luckily for the Mules, it's going to be last touch by Carl Junction. Mules have not played, at least in my mind, their best basketball yet. We'll see if they can change that. Preston Moore for 3 points. It's no good. Another big rebound by Darius Graham. Gavin Rivers now double teamed by Videz and by Kai Warren. Roberson for 3. It's no good. And his shot goes out of bounds, and it's going to be last touch, I believe, by Rivers. He tried to save it.
Offensively, we're still not shooting the ball very well. We've missed several gimmies. And then these threes, I don't know. But, hey, I'll take a 2-point lead at this point.
Absolutely. 31-29 to score here with 4:27 to play in the third quarter. Mules lead by 2. We are live in Joplin, the 2023 Kaminsky Classic. Mules win tonight. They drew Webb City tomorrow at 9 p.m. What a move by Videz, and he's got 14 points. And we are tied at 31 now, 31-31. I'm not liking the way this scoreboard is looking right now, John. Where's Chance when I need him? Preston Moore steps inside the paint. Good shot. That'll give the Mules a 2-point lead again, 33-31.
Like to see Preston improve this season. He's gotten much better, much more confident.
He has.
Really quick. He gets up quick for that shot.
Boy, I tell you what, hats off to Justin Polk of Carl Junction last season. Just a 4-win season for them. And they've already got 5 so far in this season in the early going. 3:32 to play here in the third quarter. Let's see what the Mules here can do defensively, trying to get a stop.
Yeah, good defense.
There's a good steal there, and it's going to be kicked around out of bounds. Last touched, I think, by Gavin.
I think it's a good call. I'll give the ref credit. He got good eye. You know, that's a good. We got our good defense. We had our good defensive 5 in there, playing hard. I like David Durbin puts in so much effort. The other kids kind of feed off of that. A little bit quick on the outlet pass that time, but I like the effort.
So Quinn Kennedy going to check in. Marlon Hittman-Roberson checking out of the ball game. And back in for him is Dallas Williams. It is a 33-31 ball game. Brendan says, let's go Mules, as does Parker Hicks. Tuning in on social media. What a big shot by McAfee there.
Yeah, we got to get that rebound. We had position that's just flat-footed watching it happen.
33-33 now the score. Darius Graham. Long three-pointer that was taken a moment ago by Videz. 33-33 the score. Shot is up and no good by the Mules. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be on Kai Warren.
Yeah, Preston Moore. I'm sorry. Yeah, Preston Moore right in the right position. He think about those rebounds like that. If you get in the right position, good things happen. You either get the rebound or in that case he got shoved in the back. But he was exactly where he needed to be. I want to see Dallas get some action right here.
So now the Mules, Darius Graham on the inbound. It's no good. Preston Moore, offensive rebound, is up and no good as well. Once again, the Mules had 2 opportunities and were unable to cash in right now.
Yeah, good hustle on the offensive end, but we've got to convert that to points. We've had 2 or 3 times we've been down there and gotten a couple, 3 shots, and we just can't get it to fall.
So now, once again, for Carl Junction, as Aiden Bard is going to inbound the ball now. Kai Warren stays in. Poplar Bluff now still. We are tied up at 33 rather, until right now a big 3-point shot by Hokut. And now it is 36-33 again. Mules are kind of rushing their shots right now. Mules are unable to get anything to fall. They can't even buy a bucket right now. Once again, the Mules had 2 opportunities that time, John. Thankfully for the Mules, they go out of bounds.
Yeah, we got to.
Durbin is back in.
We got to get something to fall here. You know, you let a team like this hang around, be close to you, or have a little bit of a lead, they're going to be very dangerous in the fourth quarter.
Gavin Rivers now underneath the basket goes up. He's got 12 points.
That was a tough shot.
That was a very tough shot indeed. 36-35.
Horse shot, we call that. Horse shot.
2-minute mark here to go in quarter number 3. And there's a good steal by David Durbin. He's so quick. He's able to save it. There you go.
That's David Durbin ball right there.
Yes, it is. And Dallas Williams, as Durbin picks up the assist, and 37-36 now. Mules up by a point. Mules have led by as many as 2 points in this entire ball game. Shot is up and no good by Kai Warren. Here comes Durbin and the Mules right now. Poplar Bluff find themselves up by a couple of points. Durden thought he had a 3-pointer there. It looked good on the way up. It's going to be no good. And last touch by Poplar Bluff.
Just got to keep shooting that one. I don't have a problem with that shot. It's going to go down eventually. But we just need to get a little bit of separation from this team. Otherwise, they'll get hot. They'll hit a couple of threes and we'll have a problem.
Cooper Videz is back in the ball game now. 1:24 to play here in the third quarter. Mules, by the way, only with 2 timeouts remaining in the ball game. Carl Junction, they got 3 of theirs left. They've got all 3 full timeouts. Mules have 2 full timeouts remaining. 3-point basket again. It is up. It's going to be short. Good job there by Gavin Rivers on the rebound. Here comes Poplar Bluff now. Gavin Rivers finds an open space, buries his way in. It's no good, but Durden is going to get the offensive rebound, and a foul going to be called.
Gavin having a really good game tonight. He's been very consistent the last several games.
Yes, he has. Angie says, go David Durbin. He's had a really good third quarter right now. Gavin Rivers' three-point basket is no good, but somehow gets his own missed shot. Dallas Williams now back out to Durbin. Darius Graham gets it, steps inside the paint. I think he rushed that shot just a little bit there, John. Rebounded by Videz.
I don't know if it's like they're not really looking. They're just kind of throwing it up there.
Yeah, I was kind of getting the same impression. We're going to get a foul on Darius Graham. And for Poplar Bluff, that'll be team foul number 2.
I mean, you think something would fall eventually just by law of averages, right?
You would think.
I mean, you know, Misty the dog could throw up the ball enough times, sooner or later it would go in.
Tell you what, Misty right now, she may get thrown outside if the Mules can't come back and win this ball game.
Well, at least it's not too cold out.
Well, you're right. I don't think Grandma would do that, but it sounds fun.
Oh, smart.
There you go, as Darius Graham goes
there
up.
We go.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Mules now, Darius Graham, would you believe that is the first bucket of the ball game by Darius Graham so far?
Yeah, to be up 3 and he's only scored 2 points. That was really heads up. Wasn't those upward basketball plays. This guy held the ball down. He just said, I'll take it. He took it. Drive a coach crazy.
It's going to be a foul on Deacon Endicott, and that'll be the 5th team foul, or make that 3rd team foul. Nope, they gave that to, I apologize, they gave that last foul to Brendan Durden. I didn't see that. I didn't either. So I misspoke. They gave that foul to Durden.
There we go. Got to get on him. A little more pressure right now. I like it.
So now the Mules once again up by 3 points. They work it over in the corner. Good move inside. Shot is up and no good by Endicott. Good rebound by Isaiah Neville.
Well, I'm not sure about,
Dallas with an off-balance three-pointer.
I thought, well, here we go. But he had more game awareness than I did, Frankie. I will be the first to say it.
Well, the Mules do wind up with a 3-point lead, so we'll step away as we go to quarter number 4, 39-36. Mules up by 3 on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. And we are back as we get ready for the 4th and final quarter. It's 39-36 now as the Mules have a chance here to close out this game. It's not been pretty, John, but the Mules, at least for now, with a 3-point lead.
I'll take it, Frankie, but I was just thinking the same thing. I was thinking this is not a pretty game so far.
We'll take it. I mean, a win's a win, right? We're going to get a whistle here. It's going to be a turnover on the Mules. And I believe that one might be on Darius Graham. No, Isaiah Neville is going to be called for the foul.
I didn't see that one either. But
I didn't either.
I wouldn't question a referee.
So the Mules now 4 team fouls apiece.
Now that's chintzy. I'll use it again, Frankie. That's a chintzy foul right there. That's number 4 on Torrance.
A chintzy foul, they say.
Yeah, that guy just leaned in. I mean, it should have been a no call. I'm not going to say it was a charge at all, but it was pretty weak.
All right, so 39-36. That's the 4th foul, by the way, on Torrance Williams. So Torrance Williams now with 4 personal fouls. Then he's going to have to come out for a few minutes. We're going to see Preston Moore going to check in the ball game now. And up and good by Videz. He makes them both. It is now 39-38. And there's a steal taken by Bard. Oh, good job by the Mules. They get it right back. Darius Graham goes up and over and scores.
He just about jumped over 2 guys for that. Yeah.
He's got 4 points, and that's the Darius Graham that I know. 41-38 to score. And we're going to get a whistle here and a foul coming up.
And he was down there. He was down on defense right there. We didn't get back fast enough. He did, but the rest of the team did not get back fast enough. Good block, though. It was going to be a let, make this kid make his free throws.
So Mules have 6 team fouls now here. That's going to put Carl Junction in the bonus.
Good foul. He missed the first one.
And David Durbin going to come in the ball game now for Poplar Bluff. Brendan Durden will take a seat.
I like David Durbin's effort tonight. He's had a good game.
Yes, he has. Second free throw is coming up. It is up, and it is good. So he makes 1 out of 2. He's got 17 points in this ball game. And I feel like this game is far from over. It is a 41-39 ball game here. It is a 2-point game. We'll see what the Mules are able to do as Jet Hokut once again trying to play some defense here. Kai Warren guarding Darius Graham, or make that Gavin Rivers. Isaiah Neville. Back around the corner now as Darius Graham is going to be in the corner. It's going to be last touched. They thought it was last touched by Graham, but instead they're going to say it was last touched by Kai Warren.
Number 30, Brendan Durden.
So Durden going to come in for David Durbin. Nope, David Durbin's going to stay out. Mules had 6 on there. Now they're going to take out Darius Graham. I hear Kent Keith down there next to his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Tell the Mules take care of the ball.
Really nice lady. I had a chat with her earlier. Nice of her to come up. It's about an hour drive for her up through Arkansas.
Yep.
Gravel roads until you hit the state line, then it's paved. It's only a mile and a half across the line, but it takes an hour.
I should have offered to buy her a hot dog or something, but I didn't.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. We got some time, Frankie.
We got some time. I tell you
Don't
what,
want to do it all the first night.
Oh, we're going to see a foul away from
Another
the ball. Isaiah Neville, I believe, is going to be called for the foul. Coach Durden is not happy with the call, and that's going to be 7 team fouls on Poplar Bluff now.
Same exact situation as the last foul on Isaiah. I don't really see what he's doing that ref doesn't like.
Well, according to what my sources tell me, and take it for what it's worth, my sources tell me he's throwing an elbow. Now, I'm just going off of what I'm being told.
That's just a common occurrence in southeast Missouri, but over in southwest Missouri, I guess they're a little more civilized with their basketball.
My buddy Bobby tells me the best thing that came out of Arkansas was Highway 67. We get an offensive foul away from the ball.
Makeup call.
Says so. Van Landuit now with an offensive foul. It's going to put the Mules now in the bonus the next time around. So neither team was in the bonus back in the first half. They are making up for that right now. 6:24 to go here in the ball game. Mules have a 2-point lead. It's crunch time here, John.
Yeah, we can't. You know, Carl Junction is not the home team, really the home team, but they have that feel of a home team.
The Mules throw it away, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched, I believe, by the Mules, and that'll be a turnover. And once again, Carl Junction can tie the ball game on this possession or possibly even take the lead.
Yeah, just an unforced, just a bad pass. We've had several of those tonight that just, I don't know, it's weird.
6:10 to go here in the ball game. Van Landuit is going to inbound the ball. We're going to get a whistle here and a foul coming up on the Mules, and that'll be a 1-and-1 now, I believe, for Jet Hokut. It'll be a foul on Hickman Roberson, and that'll be his first, and that is team foul number 8. We're in the fourth quarter. It's a 41-39 ball game. It's a 1-and-1 coming up. First one is up. It's good by Hokut. And Hokut right now can tie the ball game with a free throw. Cleo Carnahan says, very nice basketball. Second one is up and good. And now we have a tie
Cleo
ball
watching
game.
the same game?
41-41.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to string together a few minutes of decent ball. We have not gotten into our game. We have not gotten into our rhythm yet at all tonight, really.
Mules are shooting, by the way, 35%, and Carl Junction shooting 45%. 41-41. I still remember back when it was 20-8 Carl Junction. The Mules had to battle back. Mules have led by as many as 3 points, and that's it.
Yeah, we haven't been able to stretch that lead, and we really need to because this team's going to be dangerous.
Gavin Rivers cannot get the shot to fall. Preston Moore with an offensive board. Darius Graham goes up. It's no good. Boy, the Mules have some good looks inside and just unable to get anything going. And by the way, Aiden Bard, all 13 points came in that first half. He's got none so far in this second half. Good defense by the Mules. Oh, good job by Brendan Durden. Crossed up Hokut. And now Durden goes up with the steal. It's no good. So Durden's shot was no good. And then Roberson on the follow-up.
It's just sloppy ball, all of it.
But luckily the Mules got the 2 points that time.
I don't know if I've seen a Mules team miss so many point-blank shots as we've missed today.
43-41, and now Durden is going to be called for the personal foul. And that'll be team foul number 9. And that'll be his second personal foul.
But, you know, if we can squeak this out, Frankie, this is the kind of game we got to find a way to win and get the win and go on.
Jet Hokut 2 for 2, make it 3 for 3. He is becoming the guy I do not want to foul.
I would rather lose an ugly game than win a pretty. I would rather win an ugly game than lose a pretty game. I said it wrong. We've lost a couple of really good games that we played very well in.
Yes.
And it doesn't look great on the record. Tonight we stunk it up, but we got a good shot.
43-42, Mules lead by 1 as Hokut misses the free throw that time. And now Gavin Rivers for the 3-ball. It's no good. Darius Graham with a long rebound. We're going to see a Roberson inside the free throw line, and it's going to go up, and a foul's going to be called. I believe it's going to be on.
Bulldogs, number 11.
It's going to be on the Bulldogs. I thought it would be. It's going to be on Van Landuit, and that'll be 17 fouls. Roberson now going to go back to the free throw line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1. First one is up, and it is good. It's now a 2-point ball game again, 44-42.
How we doing on our free throws tonight, Frankie?
So far tonight, the Mules are 3 out of 4, 75%.
There we go. I like it.
What I don't like about it, though, is the Mules have only been there 4 times. Make it 5 times now. Roberson, by the way, he's got a comfortable 8 points in the ball game. Now the Mules match their largest lead of 3 points.
Yeah, Marlon's having a good game today.
Yes.
Quiet. He's having a quiet game. Not too flashy, but he's getting it.
Remember, tomorrow night, if the Mules win tonight, then we'll play at 9 p.m.
The nightcap.
Oh, could have been, should have been a carry, but Brendan Durden is going to wind up and take the steal. He goes up and scores in transition. He's got 5 points, and now the Mules are starting to wake up a little bit. And we're going to get a travel. There you go on the call there. As Bard is going to wind up and turn it over, the Mules get it right back.
Well, Coach Durden, he was a little upset on that play because Carl Junction, when we get a layup, they are quick back down the court, and they beat us down the court. Luckily, that guy bailed us out with a walk.
That's 2 times in a row that Carl Junction has beat us down the floor. And Coach Durden not happy right now with his team. He wants them to get back every play. We get a whistle and a blocking foul coming up. I believe it's going to be on Van Landuit, and that'll be his second personal foul. And that'll be for the Bulldogs, team foul number 8.
You know, Jaden Deaton, the cross-country and track star from Poplar Bluff, is running cross-country and track, I believe, over in Southern University here in Joplin. I see some of their stuff around, but he was a generational style type runner as fast as he was. I saw him home Christmas out running all the time, but he runs over. We had a pretty good group of kids come to school over here and play football and track and various sports.
Boy, good rebound by Gavin Rivers on the missed free throw by Preston Moore. It was a 1-and-1. Next foul by the Mules will be a double bonus. Durden inside the paint there with a quick bucket. 49-42 the score. Mules quickly starting to extend their lead. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll come right back. You're listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Caring for those you love also means taking good care of yourself. At Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our healthcare providers take the time to identify your health risks and help you prioritize good health. Regular checkups and age-appropriate screenings are important to be healthy now and stay well in the future. With same or next day appointments and online scheduling, we make it easy to make an appointment right now. You can even see us from the comfort of your own home via telehealth. Put your health first today by making an appointment by visiting pbrmc.com and searching online scheduling.
All right, 3:45 2:45 to go here in the ball game. Mules have their biggest lead of the night. It's taken all night to get here, but the Mules now lead 49-42. And the Mules right now starting to show that sense of urgency. By the way, the Mules win tonight. They will get Webb City tomorrow, and that'll be at 9 p.m. Should be a lot of fun coming up.
Yeah, no excuse. People want to come. You know, Joplin has a brand new school and gymnasium. You may remember they had the big tornado a few years ago. All nice, very good facility, nice town. You can come see the mountains of Southwest, or I guess it'd be northeast or southeast Oklahoma. I mean, you know. So, yeah, come on over, catch that game.
Donna Nelson says, let's go Mules on a Thursday night. Oh, we're going to get a foul here on Isaiah Neville, and that's going to put now Carl Junction on the line. 2 free throws the rest of the way. That'll be the Mules' 10th team foul.
Isaiah Neville, his 3rd foul.
Yeah, a lot can happen in 3 minutes and 23 seconds of a high school basketball game, that's for sure. So we can't let up.
So now the free throw coming up, a 2-shot foul by Kai Warren. He misses the first one. Torrance Williams is back in the ball game now for Poplar Bluff. He'll step in for Isaiah Neville. Carl Junction right now, 6 of 9 on the free throw line, 67%. And they're down by 7, make it 6 as Warren is able to go 1 out of 2 on that last trip. 2-possession game, 3:17 to play. Mules, we're going to get a whistle here and a foul on Durden following the steal. And Brendan Durden now. Here, Kent Keith down there. He's not happy with what he's seeing.
A little too much dribbling there on his own. You know, you want to pass the ball. Somebody's going to be open.
So Kai Warren goes for 2 free throws. He is 1 of 2 on the afternoon. They called that one on Gavin Rivers. I think they got the number wrong.
Should have been on Durden, I think.
That's what I thought as well. I've got it for Durden. They got it for Rivers. I don't think that's correct. I'm going to stick with what I just said because I'm always right, never wrong.
Never been wrong.
Day of my life. Ask my wife, she'll tell you. Darius Graham is going to get fouled in the process by Kai Warren, and that's team foul number 9. So it's a 1-and-1 coming up now for Darius Graham. He has not been there so far today. For the season at 17 of 28, 61%. Graham is averaging about 13 points a ball game. He's got 4 today, make that 5, and that's a big, big free throw. I always said the first team to 50 might win the ball game, and we're there first.
It never hurts to be the first team to 50.
That's right.
I like our free throw effort, Frankie. I think the team they've been hearing me. They've been listening. They've been practicing.
Mules 5 of 7 today, 71%. Graham makes them both 51-43 now. Mules have their biggest lead. It's an 8-point ball game coming up on the 3-minute mark. You know, last year the Mules won 2 games out here and still took home 5th place.
Is that how it went down? I couldn't remember.
That's how it went down. Videz misses the shot. Offensive rebound is up and good by Wyatt McAfee.
Did we lose the first game?
We didn't play the first game because we got snowed in back in Bluff.
That's right, because we were filling in.
Durden's shot is no good.
I remember that.
Yep.
It's COVID, right? Another team got out. We came in to fill in for a team.
No, that's the reason why we came over.
That's the reason why we came in the first place, and then we got snowed out.
We got snowed out the first game.
So they made us forfeit the game.
No, they didn't make us. We decided to take the forfeit so we could play 2 games.
Well, it sounds better when
I hear you. I got no problem with that.
They chipped us out of it. So this is our redemption year.
Yeah, this is our redemption. We're going to get a whistle here and a timeout called by Coach Will Durden in Poplar Bluff. It is a 30-second timeout. They don't have any 30s left, but we'll give it to him anyway because he asked nicely.
That makes more sense. I couldn't get my head wrapped around the whole Thursday, Friday, Saturday thing for this tournament. I thought it was a Friday, Saturday, and that makes perfect sense. I knew that you would remember that, Frankie. I can't remember yesterday, much less last year.
I'm trying to remember how I got here this morning. I know I picked up Tim and Elsinore at 8:30 this morning, and I walked in here at 10:15. How did that happen?
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be nice when the weeks get leveled out to where the right day of the week seems like the right day of the week. This week has been hard. I don't know what day it seems like. It certainly doesn't seem like Thursday, but it'll be nice to get back into a little bit of a routine after the holidays. as much as I hate for the holidays to be over, it'll be nice to get into a routine.
I think the holidays are over now, aren't they? I mean,
it depends on what holiday, Frankie. Mardi Gras is coming up.
Mardi Gras. I was going to say, I'm kind of out of the holiday spirit
First
now.
day of Mardi Gras was the 2nd of January, technically.
Gotcha. All right. The actual festivities, though, don't take place until what, February?
Well, they pretty much drag them out all the way until February.
That's what I thought.
It's all based on when Easter.
Gotcha. Okay. So David Durbin now in the ball game for Poplar Bluff. Good bounce pass to Gavin Rivers. Rivers now one-on-one with McAfee. He misses the shot. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Still a 6-point game under 2 minutes.
Not good for my blood pressure, Frank.
Boy, if they're able to get a big shot here, it's going to give the Bulldogs an opportunity to get right back in the game. But hold that thought as we're going to get a whistle here against the Bulldogs.
Number 10, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. Brady Pant, rather.
I do feel like the referees have called a fair game. It's not exactly the way they call them in Southeast Missouri, but I feel like it's been a fair game. I don't think either team has gotten an advantage from the whistle so far.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll give credit where credit is due.
51-45. By the way, guess what I got asked to do Monday night? I'm excited about this. First time ever.
Reading name? No, it's not graduation.
No, I'm not doing graduation.
Are you doing prom?
Not doing prom.
I think you should announce the names at prom. That is a task.
That is a task. I was actually asked if I could do the PA for the Lady Raiders basketball game on Monday night.
That'll be nice.
I'm excited about that. Torrance Williams going inside. He's got 6 points.
That'll be fun. They've really built a good program out there, and they win a lot of games. And I hear them on your show in the mornings.
Yep.
And,
Coach Wiggs.
Yeah, they do such a good job bringing those girls in.
I told Coach Wiggs my fee is very simple. I need a hot dog and I need a Sprite. If you can't provide that, I'm out.
That seems fair.
Seems fair.
Depending on the hot dog.
53-45 is the score. Mules now under a minute to go, John. And we're going to have ourselves a late night.
I'll have to take a nap tomorrow, I feel.
Well, Tim's going to spend the night here in the gym. I'll go back and get some real sleep in the hotel. He's got to guard all the equipment.
The on-air talent, is that what you call that?
I got to rest the old voice. Got to get ready tomorrow night.
Where's your green drink?
I don't have a green drink this weekend.
Oh, no.
Usually I'm in bed by 9 o'clock, so I'm not sure how this is going to go down tomorrow.
It's going to be, it'll be interesting.
It's going to be a fun night. We're the last game. I haven't heard yet, Ron, if the men have won at their ball game. I'll try to find that out here. I'll call you later. I'll let you know. So the Mules are going to wind up, and they're going to win the ball game. Poplar Bluff holds on. It was a battle for sure, and the Mules are going to wind up. And final score here tonight is 53-45, and we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this up, so don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back in just a moment. Live interview with one of the coaches when we come back. You're watching and listening to Mules basketball on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network.
Breathe easier and extend the life of your HVAC system, plus fewer repair bills with Air Solutions Comprehensive Maintenance Plan. You'll save money and get the peace of mind that only comes from calling Air Solutions. 785-1500.
Want a career and not just another job? It's waiting for you at Briggs & Stratton. Great pay, great benefits, and continuing education. Everything you and your family deserve. Go to careers.basco.com and look at Poplar Bluff job openings.
Christian Automotive and Tire. Quality name brand tires that you know and trust. They also have ASE certified mechanics that have the training, tools, and knowledge to fix your vehicle right the first time. Business 67 South in Poplar Bluff. Eye Care Specialists is committed to the protection and the preservation of the precious gift of sight. Nothing is more important than your
we are
eyesight.
back here
That's
tonight.
The way the doctors of Eye Care Specialists see it.
53-45.
Protecting your toys are just as important as protecting your daily driver.
I don't know what we're doing down there, Johnny boy. Oh, we're taking a picture with Keith's mom. I love it.
I like that. Yeah, she's our new team not mascot. What would that be?
She is the mascot, I guess.
Something, yeah, no, nice lady, man. And
she reminds me of the lady from Loyola out of Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah,
she's our good luck charm.
She is a nice lady. It was nice of her to come up and I think Coach Keith was on his best behavior. I dare say that she might have him under control just a little bit.
Well, let's go ahead now real quickly. You're driving back to Bluff tonight, so I will make this quick.
No problem, Frankie. I'll drive. I'll be fine.
Mules shooting 36% overall. They had 16 turnovers. 10 of those turnovers, by the way, came in the first half, so only 6 in that second half. Mules were 3 out of 15 from behind the arc and 6 of 8 on the free throw line, right at 75%. And they had 36 rebounds overall. That's impressive, 36-17. And by the way, the Mules, 19 offensive rebounds. That says two things. They were crashing the boards,
and
they
missing shots.
they were missing some shots.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So they were missing a few shots here. I like these tournaments because everybody takes stats, and we take our own stats. But you look at my stats compared to their stats, and I'm just better.
But anyways, real time.
You look at the overall amount of points here that Poplar Bluff had, and what an effort they had. They were led, by the way, Gavin Rivers led the way, 14 points. I thought he was phenomenal here tonight, John. And of course, from there, 8 points by Dallas Williams. You had 6 points by Torrance Williams, 5 points by Brendan Durden. Also 6 by Darius Graham, and then 2 points by Isaiah Neville, 4 by Preston Moore, 8 points each by Dallas Williams and by Marlon Hitman-Roberson. And that is it scoring-wise for the Mules. 2 guys on Carl Junction that really tried to really do the impact, the damage for the Mules. 13 by Aiden Baird. All 13, by the way, come in that first half. Did not score at all in the second half. And then 15 by Cooper Videz. And that is basically your scoring. 8 points by Jet Hokut. And then from there, 4 by Wyatt McAfee. And then 3 by Kai Warren. And 2 by Lucas Van Landuit. And that is it. That is your entire scoring for both teams as the Mules find a way to pick up a win. And they now go to 6-5 on the season, or make that 6-4. And Carl Junction falls to 5-6. Tomorrow, though, the Mules will have their work cut out for them in the semifinals as they're going to take on Webb City. That should be a good ball game. 9 p.m. is going to be our start. By the way, Lady Mules is up by 30 points late in that fourth quarter. So congratulations to our Lady Mules. It looks like they're on their way to a big win.
Yeah, we like to see that, Frankie. I thought the boys played well tonight. Finally, they battled back, and we've seen that time and time again. Even with the showdown, the 2 games that we lost, they fought back and made it real interesting at the end. Tonight, they did that again. They finally were able to get the lead, get the win. I like our free throw effort. And, it's just an adjustment. Long drive over here, different kind of ball. We were clearly the visitor, even though this isn't Carl Junction's gym at all. They're the home team.
15 minutes away.
Yeah, they're the home team. They had a pretty decent crowd here for them. They hit a lot of shots early, and we got down. And, a team could lay down. A team could not battle back, but we did. And I'm glad to see it. I feel like there will be a better, more focused effort tomorrow night from the tip-off for the whole game. So I'm anxious to see the game tomorrow night, be back over it, burn a little gas here and there, but be back for the late game tomorrow night. Looking forward to it, get another win, and then move on to the championship on Saturday.
Well, John, thank you so much for hanging out with me and sticking by me. Safe travels to Bluff, my friend, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. as we moonlight into the weekend.
Yes, sir, Frankie. Thank you.
You betcha. John Scott joining us live once again. Our broadcast tonight being brought to you by First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. Also being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Rush's Towing, Air Solutions. Also being brought to you by First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire. Also being brought to you by Eye Care Specialist Larry Hillis Dodge, Briggs & Stratton Scott Law Group LLC, and Taco John's. All right, tomorrow night, 9 p.m., we're going to be back with you pregame at 8:45 right here on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the radio. We'll see you tomorrow night. For Tim Hicks, I'm Frankie Castile. Mules get the win, 53-45. Up next will be Webb City tomorrow night at 9 p.m. in the semifinals in the 2023 Kaminsky Classic. I'm Frankie Castile. You've been listening and watching Mules basketball on the Southeast Signs and Graphics.